One of the things that I get asked about a lot when it comes to vision statements, mission statements, and core values are, Amy, how do we enforce this? How do we get people excited about this stuff? It's one thing to have them, to create them, to know what they are, to put them on a wall somewhere, put them on coffee mugs or mouse pads, but how do we get people to live them and have it be part of our DNA and our daily acumen, and people are breathing these things every day? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do to get people excited and embracing and living the core values. I can think of 7 examples that have worked for me, and I've seen them work repeatedly in many companies over the last 20 years. And so I'll share them with you. There's a lot more, but these ones will get you started. And for the sake of today's video, I'm going to use core value statements as examples. It's just a little bit easier. Number 1, when it comes to having a meeting, a big town hall or a group meeting, one of the quickest ways you can get people to recognize that the core value statements matter is to have people recite them. At the start of the meeting, you would just simply say, hey, Bob, why don't you share with us the first 2 core value statements? What are those? Susan, can you give me the next 2? Or just, hey, who knows the core values? Who can share with us today what the core values are? When you do this, you help people learn them, and you show them also that it matters to you and it's important. And once people know that something matters to the boss, it matters to them a little bit more. And so step 1, help people learn them by asking them to recite them at the start of large group meetings. Number 2, in smaller group meetings, maybe it's a huddle or sort of a cool down or just a come together, asking people for examples. Hey, Larry, how did you exude or demonstrate one of the core values this week? Again, can you give me an example of one you think you did really well? Or you just pick on one. Let's say you have a core value of accountability, which means we do what we say. You would say, hey, Bob, tell me how you were accountable this week. Give me examples of moments where you did exactly what you said or you kept your commitment. You can also ask people which ones they're struggling with. Hey, did anybody have a struggle doing one of our core values this week? And you can make it okay to talk about those things. Number 3, in coaching that's one-on-one or time alone with people, same process, same concept. Before you talk about their results or the things that they did that week that they were asked to do, the things that they had deadlines around, having a quick conversation about core values and using that time as an opportunity to recognize the person. Hey, Sarah, tell me, how did you do a great job exuding the core value of integrity this week? How did you do the right thing? Can you think of an example of where you feel like you did that really well? Or did you have any that you struggled with this week? Number 4, I mentioned recognition, sharing success stories about the core values. Whether you have a system where people can nominate each other and recognize each other for the core values, or whether you ask for success stories to just be written up and submitted to you, or you just simply go around and look for them, but making a point to talk about those things. Hey guys, we have an example where David and Paul did this, and I wanted to commend them because it's a great example of the core value of learning and curiosity. They really showed us what that looks like this week. And so making it a really positive thing, when people demonstrate those values, they get acknowledged for it, they're shown appreciation for it, that will work wonders. Number 5, telling on yourself when something goes wrong. Being willing to come into a meeting and say, we have a core value of respect, which means we're compassionate towards each other and we value each other's time. Today, I was 4 minutes late to this meeting and people had to repeat for me what was going on. I just wanted to apologize to you guys. I was not living the core value of respect when that happened, and I'm very sorry for that. Please forgive me. This is why. When you show people that you're not perfect and you're struggling to practice it 100% of the time, and you don't mind sharing that and talking about it, you give other people the permission to do the same thing. They will actually go home and think about, hey, did I do a good job today doing these or not? And you make it socially acceptable to grow together as a team. Number 6, making the core values part of your PA process or your review process. Actually siphoning off a portion of your PA and saying, hey, 20% of the score is our core values, and I rate my employees on them. I look for examples of where they were lived all year long or not, and people know that their pay or merit increase is affected because of how well they did on the core values. Really helps cement it home that these matter, these are important. And the final way, number 7, is to do your corrective actions or any kind of disciplinary action when you have to with the core values in mind. Saying to somebody, hey, this isn't just me thinking you're doing a bad job or trying to get you in trouble for no reason, but it is my role as a leader to uphold our core values. We take them very seriously here at AWA. And so ultimately, I've noticed lately that you are violating the core value of performance, and this is how. And at the end of the day, I can't have that. You've left me no choice. I have to document this. And so when people realize there's consequences for not living the core values, and that actually will be discussed and they'll be held accountable to it, they begin to recognize I don't have a choice. If I want to be here, I have to do these, and these are important. So meetings, huddles, one-on-one coaching, using examples and telling success stories, telling on yourself when you make mistakes, making it part of your PA process, and then doing corrective actions or disciplinary action when you have to, with the core values all in mind, establishing dialogue, talking about them all the time, every day. You will see people get excited about the core values, embrace them, live them, and you will start to notice that you attract a certain kind of employee. You hire an employee that wants to be part of these core values, and you only retain people that are a cultural fit and aligned with these core values. So those are my first 7 ways of how to make the core values a real live thing. This does work. It might sound a little soft or hokey, but I promise you, if you do these, people get jazzed over time to talk about this kind of stuff. And when everyone does it as a team and it's cohesive, your organization really will get momentum out of having these. I hope this helps, and I wish you all a great day and a lot of success on your journey as you define your core values.